Hey everybody, it's CokedUpCanary here with another video. This one's going to be a bit more on the educational side, or a tutorial kind of side, sort of, in the sense that I'll be building a PC, but everyone and their grandmother has already built a PC on YouTube, so for you to know how to do that, it's pretty simple to find. I'm not going to swamp YouTube with another video of that. But this video is going to be surrounding PC building, but in essence, more specifically, an HT PC. An HT PC, I mean home theater PC and or media PC. So, got ourselves a BioStar Micro ATX, MATX size motherboard here. I have a video about this board in my gallery somewhere, so if you want to get the specifics on this, just go check that out. Got 4 gigs of DDR3 Crucial Ballistics, HD 6450 Radeon. This one's by Asus. It's got a silent passive heatsink, no fan. AMD Athlon 2. I mean, these are still pretty hefty CPUs. This one's a little bit on the older side. It's only a triple core. It's a 450, running at 3.2 gigahertz. Got ourselves a wireless keyboard here. You're gonna need this for an HT PC, of course. This one's by Adesso. Sorry, Adesso, but I've had problems with you. That is the last keyboard I get from you ever. Thank God this build is not for me, so maybe they'll be lucky with that one and that keyboard won't mess with them. A Western Digital 500 gigabyte hard drive. This one's SATA 6, I believe. Doesn't say though. But I mean, this board only runs SATA 2, which is SATA 3 gigabit per second, not SATA 6. So it doesn't matter even if it was or not. And this was actually a mistake, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this anyways. For who I'm building this for, I told them to order an internal Blu-ray drive, but I don't know, maybe they put in the wrong item number or something, but they accidentally got an external one. This one was a bit on the pricey side, but I think I'm just going to stick with it. I mean, it writes DVDs anyways, so, writes DVDs and Blu-rays, so I guess I'll stick with this. I would have preferred an internal one, of course, since it's going to stay in the case that I'm going to use, but whatever. So that's that, and that is pretty much it for now. The next thing I'm missing is the case, which will come up next. Once I get it, I'll just edit it in. You guys will see. And just edit, in case anyone's curious, I got myself a new tripod for the camera here. Really cheap, 20 bucks. Not as sturdy as I might like, but hey, for 20 bucks, at least I get some better angles and I don't have to hold it. And yeah, that's my Polaroid. Comes with a little case, yada yada. Oh, and speaking of the keyboard that didn't work for me, here's another Adesso. That's the one that doesn't work for me. So hopefully that one does for the guy I'm building it for. Alrighty guys, and now we have the system in front of us. If you want to go ahead and look at one of my other videos, that is actually on this PC case. It is a Silverstone Sugo, S-U-G-O, small form factor series of cases. As you can see, now we have the HTPC set up. The actual case themselves comes with a little 80 millimeter fan right here on the side for your hard drives. And yes, it looks a little cluttered right now. Obviously, there's no cable management. This has a Cooler Master GX series, and I totally have something written on my hand there. That was last minute. Just ignore that. GX series, 80 plus bronze, 450 watt power supply. Yeah, you know, minor sleeving, but it's rather cost effective, PSU for even the fact that it has 80 plus certification on it. So, I mean, optical drive is still going to go in here. I haven't gotten that yet. It's going to be a Blu-ray drive, not a Blu-ray burner. As you can see, we got our motherboard in here. There's a Micro ATX BioStar with an AM3 socket. It's got an Athlon X3 450. I believe I already showed all the products in the last clip. And the last bit of this video, here we go. Here we got the back. There's the I/O shield. Let's take a look at the side. Oh, and I put an extra fan up here. This is a Thermaltake Thunder Blade, I believe. Red LED 80 millimeter fan. And that is going to provide a little bit of color, a little bit of a color scheme to go with the black and red, even though you can't really see the black and red too much. But also get some ventilation to the graphics card here, since this Asus 6450 is passively cooled. As you can see, it has no fan. But yeah, just ignore the dog barking there. So yeah, see, there you go, GX, power supply, bronze, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that is pretty much it. It's got the WD 500 gigabyte Western Digital Blue. And there's what I meant to say. And yeah, everything's up and running fine. and I was going to show this connected, but really there's no point. You know, you hook this up. The whole point of this is, like I said, an HD PC, media PC. Hook it up to your big screen TV, browse the internet with wireless, or connect it directly to your Ethernet, whatever you want to do. Watch DVDs, Blu-rays, stream movies, we'll do whatever you want. Now granted, the space in here is a little confined. You can definitely fit a bigger graphics card in here, definitely. And granted, if your motherboard has a PCIe 16X slot more this way, you can totally fit a huge one in there, a monster. But also, yeah, the one thing I'll just point out in case anyone decides to start, you know, well, bitching about it, is that, yeah, it does support full-size ATX power supplies. You can get a small form factor one as well, like a micro ATX one, which I think is like half this size. Only problem is that it does hover right above the CPU fan, which for two things, it's gonna hinder you getting a bigger cooler to overclock, or if you just want more cooling on your CPU. And secondly, it's gonna be fighting the airflow. Now, granted, I think they have. I think even Silverstone has a power supply that's recommended for this, but I went ahead and got this one anyways. I don't even remember if I had checked or not, but they do have a micro ATX power supply, I believe, that doesn't even have a fan. It's just, or maybe it has one, but I think it's on this side, so it's not hindering the cooling of the CPU as much as this one is, being that, you know, the 135 or 120 millimeters on the bottom there. But maybe that would have been a better choice, but I mean, for right now, I'm not overclocking this. I mean, it's not an overclockable CPU, and certainly with that cooler, even if it was, I wouldn't do it anyways. But yeah, this is all running at stock. It's got 4 gigs of Crucial Ballistics. The Athlon X3 450 is at 3.2 gigahertz. And yeah, and it's got the Asus 6450 1 gigabyte video card. So yep, again, this is the Silverstone Sugo series small form factor case. You got the Silverstone logo right here, nice and pretty. Oh my god! And of course, these open. You can install an extra 3.5 inch. Well, you can put a drive back there, I'm sure. But this is mostly for a card reader, you know, whatever else, or, you know, multimedia, whatever. This opens up. I've already showed this in another video, but I'm recapping a few things. Optical drive is next, and that is basically it. Maybe I'll put one more fan, but I don't really need it. The GPU is running around 40 degrees, which is fine. Most GPUs can go as high as 90 or more. And yeah. Alrighty, there it is, and ignore the fingerprints. This comes right off. That's just, well, I have oily hands, and, well, if you didn't have oil on your skin, then you have some skin issues. I don't know. But, yeah, that is it altogether. It may look a little on the big side in the video, but honestly, this case is not that big at all. Here's my hand for comparison. You know, look, I mean, really, it's 6-7 inches, you know, wide by maybe 16-7 inches deep. I'm just guessing, really. Actually, no, it's maybe more like 9 inches wide. But yeah, so that is essentially, and yes, I'm in my bathroom, or it's not my bathroom, but yeah, so there's a bunch of bathroom stuff everywhere. Don't make fun of me. And yeah, ample ventilation for your graphics card, for the case in general. We got more ventilation holes up here with the fan, like I already said. Got one more over here. And, oh yeah, just to say also, yes, it does support micro ATX, not ATX. And yes, you could, though, put mini ITX in here as well, because it's going to line up just fine. The holes are already, the standoffs for the motherboard are already pre-installed. And that should be it, folks. So thanks for seeing my video. Hopefully it's been informative. Certainly I didn't go, you know, step by step on how to build one, but honestly, you just, you know, go find yourself a, you know, how to build your own PC video, and essentially it's the same steps you just take here, just the layout is different, and you just learn as you go. So that is it. Thank you for checking out my Silverstone Sugo HT PC build video. Subscribe and like. Thanks very much.